Well, we continue to follow breaking news from this morning. Massachusetts State Police Trooper Kevin Trainor and a wrong-way driver both killed in this collision in Linfield. This is video from earlier today. Trooper Trainor was just 30 years old. He had been on the force for only 3 years. He is survived by his fiance, his mother, and his siblings, and he died at Mass General Hospital earlier today. This is a photo that we recently got of him this afternoon here. Thank you so much for staying with us. I'm Brianna Pitts alongside Cheryl Fiandaca. A State Trooper Trainor was taken to Mass General Hospital this morning after that crash. And now fellow troopers will begin this process of what's called a dignified transfer, Cheryl. And that's when they take his body to the medical examiner's office. Sadly, we've seen this many times. So if you can just kind of walk us through what this is, the symbolism behind it, and kind of more details on it.
Well, so what we'll be seeing is there'll be a big procession with cars and troopers and other police officers and law enforcement officials lining up to transport his body to the medical examiner's office on Albany Street. You can see here the cars are lining up. There'll be hundreds of them, and it is called a dignified transport, and basically they are bringing their brother to the medical examiner's office, where there will be presumably an autopsy, and then the body will be released to the family for burial.
Talk about the brotherhood aspect of it. When we had the press conference earlier today with state police, the man who was speaking said Kevin was known as the kind of trooper that you wanted with you. You wanted him to be your backup.
Right. He was only 30 years old, as you said, only on the department like 3 years, but he had been a correction officer with the Essex County Sheriff's Office before taking this job here. 30 years old. He graduated from the State Police Academy in 2023. He's a recent member of what's called the CAT team, the Community Action Team. And the Community Action Team is a unit within the Massachusetts State Police, and they basically help supplement some of the troops. His troop was Troop A, which is that Danvers area where he was. And what they do is they help with community policing. They help with anti-crime. They help with motorists and traffic. And it's just it's in a very elite unit. So the fact that he made it there in just 3 years says a lot about him and his dedication to the department.
His character, right. And I believe that trooper also mentioned he comes from a family of public servants. He had siblings who were EMTs. I believe he said a firefighter as well. Yes. We're showing you live pictures outside of Mass General Hospital. We want to go there live now to Penny Commit. She has been waiting here for this procession to get underway. If we have Penny, we'll go to you now to kind of explain to us what you're seeing, hearing on scene there, Penny.
Well, I've been here for several hours now, and the atmosphere is heavy. You can see state troopers lined up to honor their fallen brother, Kevin Trainor. I'm told that the troopers participating in this procession, many of them worked very closely with Trainor, and the state police has blocked off this entire area, Charles Street, part of Sturrow Drive, to make sure that he is taken to the medical examiner's office with dignity. Again, a heavy scene for hours now. So many people have come by, given their condolences, thanked his fellow troopers for the work that they do, and it looks like the procession has just ended and traffic has reopened. I can't emphasize enough what the atmosphere has been like out here. Trooper Trainor, just 30 years old. We're told that he was actually headed home when he ended up helping on a 911 call that caused his death. He was here at the hospital for quite a while before this procession started. Again, the troopers involved, some of the closest to him, and we're told his family is not involved in the procession, but that he is remembered by his mother, his fiance, and his 4 siblings. Back to you.
Okay, Penny, thank you so much. And you're looking at live pictures of the procession right now. From what we understand, it's a 4-mile procession, which starts at MGH and goes to Albany Street in Boston. That is where the medical examiner's office is. During that earlier press conference today, we heard Governor Healy say that she already spoke with Trooper Trainor's family and spent some time with them, and that they're, of course, devastated. He was just 30 years old. He had a fiance. as well. And so you can imagine what they're going through. Penny mentioned they're not a part of this process right now. Is that typical, Cheryl? That
is typical. I mean, this is usually something that's done with the department and with other law enforcement agencies, and that's what they do. They help transport the body, and as it's called, a dignified transfer. And in this case, what they did highlight at that news conference also are the risks that these law enforcement officers take every single day just going to work. And this was a situation where he had just finished his shift and he was just on his way home when he heard the call come over the radio about a wrong-way driver in the area, and was responding to that when he was hit head-on by this wrong-way driver. We do know that the driver of the other car also died in the crash. So we'll learn more details as the information starts to unfold here. But you can see all the officers here lining up to pay tribute and to pay honor to Trooper Trainor here.
And this will be officers from all different communities that take part in this, right? This is not just going to be not just Mass State Police troopers, but law enforcement from all over.
From all over. And, the colonel did say today that, they are getting condolences from all over the country. The Fraternal Order of Police put out a statement saying that their hearts were heavy and that, that this was an absolute tragedy, and they remember the courage and sacrifice and selflessness that he demonstrated in his short life. You can see that there is such camaraderie in law enforcement community, and you could see that they all support each other and come out to these unfortunately tragic events. I mean, you and I were just talking about that. We've seen this before, unfortunately, and it's just it's terrible. It's terrible for the family. It's terrible, for the community, for the department, that something like this was so tragic.
You heard Governor Healy actually say during the press conference today, if you get a chance, if you see a state trooper, give them a hug or thank them today. So that was something that she shared. She seemed emotional a little bit during that press conference as well.
Well, I think these types of things are always very, very shocking because, while you know that there are inherent risks and that these things do happen and have happened, whenever it does happen, it is really, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking for everyone. And, just the fact that, this guy's 30 years old. I mean, he's a young guy just starting his life, recently engaged. Just terrible.
Whole life ahead of him.
Right. Terrible for the family.
I think you mentioned this, Cheryl, and the fact that during that press conference, we learned that his shift was scheduled to end at 2 o'clock this morning, and the 911 call happened at 2:01. It was literally a minute later. So he was on his way home, supposed to be on his way home. I think that detail, for me, that is heartbreaking to think he was finishing his day.
It is, and he never made it home. I mean, this should have been a typical day where you just, as all of us do, go to work, and you think you go around your day, and this was just a terrible tragedy.
All right, we want to go now to Christina Rex, who is live for us with some more details here. Christina, I know you were at that press conference. You listened to a lot of the same details that we did, but just kind of share with us what you took away from it there and what the mood was like.
Yeah, Brianna and Cheryl, you were just talking about that critical detail that this happened on Trooper Trainor's way home from work. He was killed 4 minutes after his shift ended. But to the colonel who spoke today, to the governor, and to the troopers who knew him, that's not surprising that he jumped into action, because the word we kept hearing was that he had such enthusiasm for the job, such an enthusiastic desire to be a state trooper, to be in law enforcement, and to be a good trooper. I just want to show you the situation here. Obviously somber here at the Danvers Barracks as well, but take a look. You can see there's flowers on the ground right outside the flagpoles. Flags obviously at half-staff to commemorate the life of Trooper Trainor. I just spoke to a couple who laid the bouquet of flowers that you see on the ground, the Doyle family of Danvers. A couple who talked to me about their grandchildren and the relationship they have with the troopers here. It was really kind of a testament to what the governor and what the colonel spoke about. They spoke about, honoring the positive giving back to the community that these troopers do so often. And this couple, the Doyles, they talked about their grandkids and how they've had a little bit of a tough home life, but how they've really taken to the troopers, in particular here at these barracks, to the point where they have a personal relationship now with them. And actually, just on one of the children's most recent birthdays, he got a police escort to preschool by the troopers here at these barracks, because that's just the kind of relationship that they've formed, which is why this couple felt like it was necessary for them to come, to stop by, to leave flowers, and to offer their condolences here. Again, Trooper Kevin Trainor, just 30 years old when he was killed early this morning. He leaves behind 4 adult siblings, a mom and a fiance, we're told. 30 years old, a native of Salem, Massachusetts. He had been on the force just about 3 years and was certainly a beloved officer. And in his memory, the colonel and the governor really just asked the community to kind of thank police officers when they feel it's appropriate and when they see them out in the field. Also, just want to point out about the investigation into this wrong-way crash. The colonel didn't offer any details about the investigation. He didn't tell us the name or the sex or the age of the other driver who allegedly caused this crash. He says that's all under investigation by the Essex County District Attorney. The Essex County DA was here as well for that news conference, but he didn't speak at all about the investigation, really just focused on kind of the somber situation and remembering the life of Kevin Trainor. Brianna, Cheryl?
Christina Rex, live for us there. Thank you so much, Christina. You know, we do have these wrong way detection systems in the state. They're installed by Mass DOT here. There's 16 systems, along the way. And we've just been combing through some data about how common this is. We do have a quick little stat here. November of 2022 all the way up until January 1st of 2025, 16 systems recorded 205 confirmed wrong way events. That's over obviously a 3-year period, but that is a lot of people who tend to get on the highway in the wrong direction. There's also, I should add, a 56% self-correction turnaround rate. In this scenario, it's unclear if that system was even anywhere near Route 1. We're not sure of that at the moment.
No, we're not sure where the wrong way driver got on the road going in the wrong direction. But you can only imagine how incredibly dangerous that is, not to mention the fact that it's 2 o'clock in the morning and this person is obviously in the left lane. It's one of these things that they have tried to do something with by having the detection systems, but they can't be everywhere. And there are a lot of businesses along Route 1, so it wouldn't necessarily be that it would be one of the ramps that that person may have gotten on or off of.
Right,
we just don't know yet.
Route 1 is such a busy roadway with many places on and off ramps. We understand if we want to take pictures here, live images, they are pulling up to the medical examiner's office now. So this will kind of mark the end of the Dignified transfer. You see all of the cruisers here in that white van that we are following in this split screen. So Cheryl, once they bring Trooper Trainor's body into the ME, is there any sort of formal, things that happen afterwards? Is there any sort of kind of ceremonial things that we should expect today, or?
After this, once he is delivered to the ME's office, in some cases, they usually will line up again while the body's brought inside.
Okay.
I don't know if there will be, I'll take him in a different way. It's not clear to me right now. But it's just a way to ensure that they safely transported someone that they care about and love to where he needs to get to next.
Sure.
And that's why it's called the Dignified transport. But you can see the folks are all lined up here saluting this Boston police. I mean, you'll have departments from everywhere. And as I said, he did work with the Essex County Sheriff's Office. He was a correction officer there. We did reach out to them for comment as well.
It's a whole other community of law enforcement that...
Right, absolutely. And, he was apparently well known in the department to have gotten to, the CAT team within 3 years of becoming a state trooper is that
unheard of? That's not common.
Well, it wouldn't be common because it's kind of an elite unit. And it's a unit that, you have a lot of freedom and you are there to help support the cities and towns that are in your troop area. So the fact that he was already on the team is really, and he was driving an unmarked cruiser. Those are some, so he probably had a very good reputation from within the department to have risen to that level so quickly. And you can see here, there's several police officers there from other departments, Massachusetts State Police. there'll be a tremendous outpouring of support once the details are released about his burial and what the arrangements are.
Maybe we can talk about here, as it looks like things could be wrapping up, what kind of support for his family, what will happen next with them, because we know there's all sorts of services that come in, counseling and whatnot, to help families grieve and kind of process this.
There'll be a lot of that going on, and then the state police will, I'm sure, be in touch with the family about how they want to handle the arrangements. Do they want them private? Do they want them public?
Sure.
Do they want the media to be allowed in the church or outside the church? And what the family wants for their loved one, and they'll probably be releasing those details in the coming days. And in the coming days, we'll learn more about the investigation, about exactly what caused this crash, what this driver was doing, how this person got on the road in the wrong direction, what may have happened before that, whether they were suffering from some medical episode, whether there was some kind of mental health episode, or whether there was some kind of drinking or drugs involved. We'll find out all of that as we learn more about this situation. But you can clearly see in these situations the level of support from within the department, and the way that they put these things together, and how
there's so much symbolism behind this.
Yes, and they rally around each other.
Okay, well, as we take a look here, you can see the state troopers lined up outside of the medical examiner's office here. Just to give you a final wrap-up of what we've been covering here this afternoon, the crash earlier this morning on Route 1 northbound in Linfield, we have learned that the trooper, as well as that wrong-way driver, both killed in that crash. The trooper, 30-year-old Kevin Trainor. We're going to have more details on this throughout the day as we learn them here on the stream and also on the WBZ News at 5 o'clock. As always, Cheryl, thank you so much for all of your insight.
Sure.
Okay.